idea, right?
Index
That would give me
value index.
no.
Value.
No.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Okay. So let me actually step back. Let me step back. Okay. If I okay, so good. Okay, I like what you're saying, right? So I could say when I press the second button, I could say text output text box dot text is equal to number array of index text box dot text. Stay with me, guys. Okay, and that's what I think what Edgar was originally saying, right? If I say for the index 6 and I put in 400, right? And then I know I meant to do that one. And if I say index 3, 222, okay, and press that button, now I have a thing that looks like this. I just put 222 in the third one. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's what that button does. It puts a value at that index. Okay. Now, let's delete this. If I put 6 in and press this button, out comes my 400, right? That's reading out from the array.
Oh.
Okay, and let me show you the code that made that happen. All I said was output text box dot text equals the array at the index in the text box. Can you see that? Okay, now let's do it a little bit smarter. Instead of making that button just show us one thing, let's make it show all of them. We're going to do it with a loop. So again, we're for I equals 0 to 9. That's going to make a number that goes from 0 to 9. Instead of just outputting one individual element from the array, we can do all of them by saying output text box dot text is equal to number array of I, right? Because I is going to go from
Each individual integer.
right. I is going to start at 0, then it's going to go to 1, then it's going to 9. You got me? It's an equal sign. It's just not doing a great job of showing the resolution. We can zoom in. You want to zoom?
A little bit. No, because like up there, you can clearly see that equal. Oh, okay.
Okay. So is this going to work?
Yes.
No.
You don't know what.
No, because you don't need to declare everything.
I is going to start at 0. It's going to go to 9. I is good to go.
I are the
Okay,
index.
let me show you what happens. Maybe you guys are familiar with this. You guys make this mistake all the time.
I is equal to the index.
All right, so here I'm going to add one to the 9th one. 700 in the 9th. Let's do that. So let's do all these. I got to do 3. Every time I start the program, the array gets deleted, right? So I got to start from scratch. 3 is 222. 6 is 400. Okay, and 9 is 700. You with me? Okay, so I just made the array. It looks like this now, right? If I hit the button, yeah, exactly. If I hit the button, right, only thing that comes out is 700. Why? Because our loop goes to 0. It says text box equals the stuff in 0. Then it says text box that. And it goes all the way down in the last line. It says, I is 9, so it says output text box equals array at 9, right?
Yeah.
And that's no good because it's not keeping the stuff that's there before, right? It's just outputting the current one. So how do I change that? I heard no. We need the VB new line at the end, but that's not quite it. We need to not only say that the output text box is equal to the next thing that comes from the array, but also equals itself to keep the stuff that's there before. Guys, we've done this so many times. Output text box. Yes, exactly. Dot text and plus either one will work. Good. Okay. Now, why do we have to do that? Because after we do it the first time, after we do it the second, after we do it the third, and so on, we have to keep the stuff that's there and then add the next number, right? Yeah.
Well, if you put a value in for like 5 or 4, like it's show a blank, right?
It'll just be a blank, but it will also have the new line, right? So it'll skip a line for that one.
So if you don't put anything for that value, like you won't get anything in the.
You won't get anything, but since this new line is there, it will still skip a line. All right, I'll tell you what. We can be even smarter. We can say not only are we going to write what the number array is there. We can say array at index, and then I'll write I is. Okay, so what did I just do? This is a lot like the multiplication thing that we did a while ago inside the loop, right? I have a string that says array at index, okay, and then the next thing I concatenate onto that, I add as a string the number I, which will be 0 the first time, 1 the next time, 2, and so on. and the word is, and the thing from the array. And so that means instead of just having each line be the thing from the array, right, it'll say array at index 0 is blah, blah, blah. Array at index 1 is that.
Hit play.
He just needs to see it. All right, so now we got to put the stuff in. What's up?
Move it. Center it.
Oh, my bad. Whoops, did I just screw up? I think I just put it in 4 instead of 3, but that's okay. 6 is 400, and 9 is 700, and let's make number 2. Okay, cool. So now let's hit it. There we go. Array at index 0. Oh, so it is spitting out actually 0 if you don't put something in there instead of blank, like you said. It's because we set it equal to an integer. If the array was a string instead of an integer array, then it would be blank. But if it's an integer, it's 0. If it's a string, it's blank. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Okay, and it's looping through. The ones I didn't put stuff in, it's equal to 0. Okay, last thing. Ready?
Ready?
This is a problem-solving thing. Let's say, and then I'll let you get going on your work. Let's say that if it doesn't have anything in it, let's say if it is equal to 0, I want it to say is empty instead of 0.
So if
Yeah, you two are doing a lot of question answering. I want to hear from somebody else. Let's say, so we just saw a second ago, right, that if there's no value in there, or if there's a 0 in there, it says is 0. Let's say we wanted to say is empty if it was, yeah, we're going to need an if statement. You can tell because I'm using the word if. Who's talking? You? Yeah. Number array of what? I is our index that we're counting up with. Is equal to what?
Blank, blank, 0.
Well, it's 0 in this case. But if it was a string, it'd be blank, blank. Then what? Huh?
Then
Yeah.
number array. No, with output
Yeah. I'm going to copy and paste this whole thing for now, right? And instead of having it say the array at index I is the array, what do I want to say? Is empty. So I can just have it say is empty, like that. And if that's not the case, if it doesn't equal 0, then what do I want to have happen? The original junk. Whoops. I did. All right, let's just look at that one more time. Okay.
Center it.
Can you see? 3 is 222. Let's make 0 equal to, can I do 0 for an index? It's weird. Yeah, I can, right? It starts at 0. Yeah.
Couldn't you load values into the code rather than into this?
Yeah. There. Cool, right? Instead of saying 0, it says empty.
So why do you need 2 buttons?
You could do it in one button. After you put it in, you could have the same. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Quickly that, and then we'll get out of here. Every time they press the first button, we can have the text box rewrite, right? And I want to write output text box dot text equals blank first, so it clears the stuff that's there before. And that way, every time I press this button, I can say index of 0 is 10, and it will say that.
So you don't even need the second button.
No, I could do it all at once if I want. 2, index at 2 is 100, and that will.
That would change just right in front of you.
As long as I set it equal to blank before I lose to it, otherwise it'll just add on to what was there already. Okay, so you can go ahead and log on Edmodo. If you're not done with the project, finish that junk today. Otherwise, get started with assignment 1 for this. I'm going to post it right now. All right, 1 second, Mr. Carl. I'll be right there, all right? Yeah, you can log off test 2010, but you don't have to. I mean, the stuff's on your USB stick anyway, right? I logged everybody on automatically.
Who knows that task? Who logged me on?
I did.
How you logged me on?
I got special skills.
Oh, you crazy. Okay, what's your name?